What's up, ACL Nation? We are going to go through the free agency period of the cornhole offseason, talk about a bunch of ACL pros that have switched partners or brought in new partners that are returning from last season. We're also going to chat with Guy Nation. Matt and Brett Guy, their first seasons as ACL pros. Not going to be teaming up together, though. They'll talk a little bit more about that. This is the ACL Throwdown. Yes, ACL Nation, like I said, we are going to have Guy Nation on the show this week. They'll talk about what it's like to come into their first season as an ACL pro players. But first, let me get to my hashtag Treys Takes. And just like all other sports have their off season, cornhole has had its very short off season, and we've seen a fantastic free agency period. Many players, doubles players returning this season, going with new partners and signing up new partners to these deals for this season. So it's really interesting. And I just want to walk through some of the teams that you may or may not be familiar with and if they jumped ship with their original partner from last season. So let's go through. I'm only going to be covering at least one member of the team returning from last year. There are some great teams coming into the division as rookie teams, but let's just look at those picking up some free agents. We'll start, of course, with our guests this week. Matt Guy teaming up with Jamie Graham. Jamie Graham leaving Frank Maudlin. They finished top 5 this season, but obviously Jamie looking to maximize his potential, signs the winningest ACL player of all time. 4 national wins under his belt, Matt Guy. So Jamie Graham and Matt Guy going to be a force to be reckoned with this season in the ACL Pro Division. Just for reference, they aren't returning Eric Guy playing with Brett Davis. Eric Davis playing with Brett Guy. Gosh, that's a great one. So then we also have Justin Stranger, a great player that kind of broke out this past season. I did kind of give him somewhat of a nod as a breakout player of the year. He's going to be teaming up with Tony Smith out of the Northeast. I've been telling you everybody's from Massachusetts, actually from Connecticut, so sorry, Tony, but those two are going to be dangerous. They already played in one regional together. Keystone Cornhole coming in second place. Their only fault was losing in the finals to Devin Harbaugh and Noah Wooten, who obviously are 2 fantastic ACL pros at the top of their game. Eric Anderson, another breakout player I labeled from this past season, is moving on from Chad Braun. He's going to be playing with Timmy Jonas, who you may remember from our National College Cornhole Championship event in 2018 and 19, most notably in 19 winning that Pro Alumni Invitational alongside Brittany Emge. Eddie Grindersleeve moving on from Dave Sutton. Grindersleeve looking for a player competing within his conference, and he's got a slinger in Caleb Batson. Caleb Batson is going to be an incredible player, not only in doubles, but singles as well. One of the prettiest bags in the game. Very similar to Grindersleeve. They're going to be aggressive, and they're going to be one of those teams that can hit literally every shot. If you're going to beat a team like this, it's really got to come down to the fact that you got to force them in a bag-for-bag game and just hope that they're off left and right. So great team there, Grindersleeve and Batson. An all-female team that I'm very excited to watch. Allison Hine moving on from Courtney Coy, and she picks up 2019 Women's Singles Champion. Man, Allison Hine goes from 2018 Women's Singles Champion to 2019 Women's Singles Champion Cameron Belvin. So I love that all-female team. It's going to be a great one to watch. Another all-female team that I'm really excited for, Christine Papke and Courtney Coy. We know Courtney Coy has had some, maybe not frustrations, but had some struggles with some of those all cornhole bags this past season. So now moving over with Papke, both will obviously throw Reynolds bags. It'd be interesting to see if these 2 powerhouses in the women's division can have some synergy there and really come together to be a really great team. We also have Brandon Jones and Duncan Clemmer. Now this is one that's kind of out of left field for those at the national stage, but both players are going to make some runs this season. Brandon Jones on that Crew Cup team came in third place alongside, Danny Blanks, Dusty Thompson, Jordan Kimbrell, that Rock Hill team that really made a push this season. But Duncan Clemmer is one of those players that is going to be a rookie this season, but I'm telling you, folks, the kid can sling it. He's got a beautiful flat bag. He's going to have all those shots similar to what I was talking about with Grindersleeve and Batson. The key will be in his first year as a pro, will Clemmer be able to handle that pressure and play alongside Jones, who's only playing in his second year as a pro. Jay Corley moving on from Tyler Poitras. He is going to be playing with Kansas City player John Fuentes. Now, Jay Corley has had some experience on the big stage. Fuentes has not. So there's going to be another one of those interesting combinations. Both are returning pros, so they know what it's like to play within the division. But really what I'm interested to see is Corley is used to those high-pressure games. Fuentes, let's see if he can handle it, and if he can, this team will be great and will make a broadcast. Another all-female team, Sam Finley, moving on from Cheyenne Renner. She's going to be playing with Allison Peters. The two came in second place in women's doubles as a team, so they obviously already have some familiarity with one another and some team chemistry. So in that regard, I'm not really worried about those two playing together as a team. Frank Maudlin, I told you, was moving on from Jamie Graham. Tyler Poitras moving on from Jay Corley. They will now be teaming up. Frank Maudlin and Tyler Poitras, a team, they'll be able to develop some chemistry being both from North Carolina. That's something that Frank Maudlin obviously had some success with Jamie Graham playing with someone within his state. Let's see if he can continue that playing with Tyler Poitras. Both will be strong players this season. Emery Parker, a former world doubles champion. He is going to be playing with rookie Tucker Stills. Tucker Stills is a young gun, but this season alone has already beaten players like Jamie Graham in some of these big money tournaments. So Tucker Stills has the skill, but being a young player, I always put that little asterisk on some of our younger players, because sometimes it's really hard for those junior level players, those younger players to handle the mental side of the game. So if Stills can do that, Parker and Stills going to be tough coming out of that Southeast. We talked about Dave Sutton needing a new partner. Losing Eddie Grindersleeve, he's teaming up with another Great Lakes player in Dave Morse. Dave Morse having a great championships paired up alongside Ashton Speece. They made a deep run in their bracket, coming up just short to Dalton McClem and Kyle Malone. So it was a great matchup for them, but they threw great, and I love watching Dave Morse play. He's one of the smartest players in the game, and really so is Dave Sutton. So with these two on a board together, they're going to make every smart shot that you can think of, and they're a pleasure to watch. Two more for you. Danny Blanks and Eric Ryder, yes, my old man, are going to be teaming up. They played together a while ago back in 2017, made a fantastic run back in Las Vegas, coming in second place, just short to Cody Henderson and Adam Hissner. Danny Blanks goes on to win that event in singles, but these two kind of teaming up. Eric Ryder having some struggles last season with some health issues, now coming back this season fully healthy alongside a Blanks that really is in old Blanks form from 4 or 5 years ago. So the team will be tough to beat. And finally, probably the most interesting and unique pairing that I've seen is Cheyenne Renner, after moving on from Sam Finley, going to be playing with Brian Brewer out of Arizona. A very unique matchup. And to be honest, I'd love to hear the story of how those two came together, but they will be playing together as a team, Cheyenne Renner, Brian Brewer, and it's really going to be interesting what bags they're throwing, how they're going to throw them, and the team chemistry that they have together. So stay tuned for that. I'm staying tuned, and I can't wait to see all of our new free agents and how they play, all of our rookies alongside some of our veterans of the game. ACL Nation, I have Guy Nation, nations colliding here on the ACL Throwdown. Matt and Brett Guy, two of our newest rookies, if you will. This is the first time in history I get to call you two rookies, so I'm going to take advantage of it here. Matt and Brett, gentlemen, welcome to the ACL Pro Division. How does it feel, first general thoughts to be ACL pros this year?
It's a big thing for us. I mean, we had our how do I want to put this? We had our moments, but this is probably the biggest moment that we've been a part of, and I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to make a big impact in it.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see the impact that the two of you can do. I know how dominating of a force you both are. You know, Matt, I think coming into this season as your first season as an ACL pro, being one stat that people don't know is being the winningest ACL national winner of all time, a 4-time winner. Nobody has won that many. People was
Did that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, see, I'm breaking it in. So, coming in as the winningest player of all time. When I say that stat, I'm sure it's a title. People call you the GOAT. When you hear people hype you up like that, what is your mentality when people say that? Are you using it as motivation? Are you trying to just remain humble? Because I know you hear it a lot, and I know it's something you've had to perfect listening to for a long time now.
Sure. I'm an overhyped rookie at this point.
Yes.
But no, I've been hearing it, for a long time, and even though this is our rookie season as ACL pros, we've been around the game for 20 years, as everybody knows. Everybody knows who we are. Everybody knows what the amount of tournaments I've won over the years, but I did not know the fact that I was the most winning ACL national player. That is surprising to me, but cool.
Yeah, there you go. There's a stat we can put on that rookie resume.
Right. But,
all right. So
I know I'm coming in with a target, because everybody wants to take down the guy they call the GOAT, right? So I know I'm coming in with a target, and I'm used to that target. So my job is to fend them off from hitting that target.
I love it. That's the mentality, really, of a true winner, is to be able to fight through a lot of that pressure. And I think that what separates the good from the great players. So, a few days ago, Jamie Graham made his shocking announcement live on the Galveston Gusher that Jamie Graham was going to be teaming up with you, Matt, and then Brett, of course, going to be playing with Eric Davis. And I think, obviously, those are 4 incredible players we're talking about right there.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about it on the broadcast, Matt, but I'm going to start with you first.
Yep.
One, can you walk us through what it was like to make a decision to leave, your son as far as a doubles team goes? And then 2, what is it going to be like playing with someone that has, such an incredible resume, approaching one of yours, maybe not quite where you are yet, but certainly someone that is building a legendary Hall of Fame resume, now teaming up together?
Yeah, and he is building that resume. He proved that last year, by a long shot, just the way he played from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So, I mean, he's definitely proved that he's, without a doubt, Jamie is one of the top players in the world. No two ways about it. And the decision to play with Jamie this year and not play with Brett, we got a call a couple months ago from a potential sponsor and said, hey, question, what would it take to get you to play with the partner of a sponsor's choice next year? And my initial response was, no way in hell. I play with my son. Not going to happen. And I left it at that. And then I kind of called and told Brett that, and he's like, well, what were they offering? I was like, well, I didn't even bother to ask. I don't know. I just said no. And he kind of pushed a little and said, let's see what the offer is, I said, okay, you want to kick your old man out? That's fine.
It's getting too old.
But no, he said, Dad, this is a business. This could be a business opportunity. Let's dig into it deep. So I responded back, okay, let's hear what the offer, what you're offering may be. And after several meetings and meeting with them, and, he liked all the numbers and everything was there, and I liked the numbers and everything was there. And then when we found out that they wanted me to play with Jamie, the top ACL player in the world, and Brett play with Eric Davis, who is young, but everybody knows Eric Davis.
Very tough.
Definitely a contender. I mean, he can be hot enough to win the ACL championships himself, just like Brett can, just like Jamie can, like I can. So Knowing that Brett was going to land with a good partner, knowing I was going to have, one hell of a partner in Jamie. And it came down to a business decision, and the money being offered was too good to say no to. So here we are.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, what an incredible, lead up, an incredible story. You mentioned Brett playing with Eric Davis, and one of the young guns in the league. Really going to be one of our youngest ACL pros. I believe he'll be like the fourth or fifth youngest that we'll have. And so, one thing that I really liked that you said on Sunday, Brett, was that you felt like you loved the responsibility, if you will, of kind of mentoring a younger player. Now, you're no old guy yourself, but you've been around this game for so long, and you made the comparison to Derek King, which I think is a fantastic comparison. Both of you have been around for so long. You're kind of the youngest veterans in the game. Yep. And so, when you look forward to this season and kind of taking on a different role, usually playing with your dad, now going to be the mentor, if you will, to somebody else. How are you looking forward to that this season to grow somebody else's game in addition to your own?
Well, I just want to do the same thing that my dad passed down to me. I just want to pass down to a bunch of people just to make the game better. Because if you get that younger generation up to a level to where they're tough to beat, that just makes the next generation tougher to beat, and then the next tougher to beat. All I want to do is just help develop the game. And partnering up with a young kid like Eric Davis, that does that, because that gets all the young kids saying, hey, this kid is doing this, I can do this. And that's all I want to do is just help develop it and get all the young people up into it.
And he's good enough to win with.
Yeah, that too. That's just a bonus.
Yeah, good enough to win. So, all right, I got to ask you guys. So, what's the ride home like if you two square up in a doubles tournament and one of you's got to win, right? And what's that ride home or that flight home going to be like?
Trash talking the whole way. The whole way. I don't care if I win or lose. I'm trash talking him the whole time.
All right, let me ask you this. This is a good one. So when you two play head-to-head, whether it be singles or doubles, who takes it worse when they lose?
We really don't take it bad
when we play each other. No.
No. I figured there'd be so much smack talk going on afterwards.
I've dealt with him kicking me so much over the years. It's just I'm just numb to it now. I'm just numb to it.
I got you.
We'll jokingly talk trash, but that's about as far as it goes. Is just we'll jokingly do it.
No, generally it comes down to like I'll say, I just wasn't hitting my airmails, and he's like, no, you weren't. You suck. Yep.
We love the honesty among the partners, and I know that's something that you two will both kind of have to feel out that chemistry this season.
I know it's. I want to win every time out. He wants to win every time out. When we don't win every time out, we're looking in the mirror like, if I'd have hit this shot or that shot or done this, a loss is always looking in the mirror and saying, well, I made this mistake and that mistake. That's on me.
Yeah.
I get mad at myself because of that, but that's just, it is. But competitive, damn right. I want to win every time I throw.
Yeah, that kind of leads me into my final question. I think I know the answer. You two both have such high standards for the game and for yourselves and your competition. It's, going into the season is anything short of a world championship, singles and or doubles, viewed as something not meeting your goal? Is the expectation to win and take everything down, or where's your mentality?
My mentality is I just want to win at least one national. If I win one national, that's a good start for the first year. It's just one national, but if I do more than that, hey, I'm happy with it. I ain't gonna be mad at that.
Yeah.
Like I said, every time I'm out, my intention is and the plan is to win. So if I don't win, it's upsetting. It's on me. But I also have already made up my mind, as well as Brett. I told him, I said, this is a new adventure for us, a new league, and a new opportunity. I practice some, but I'm stepping my practice regimen up. He never practices, and I've told him that's changing this year.
Yep.
tell the wife if you don't like it, tough, you know what, but you are going to practice.
I already put a couple days in already.
Hey, well, if you guys haven't been practicing and now you're practicing, I think the world is raring for a hurting here. But last question. So I know all of our casual fans are loving this conversation, but I know all of our technical fans at home are like, all cornhole, Reynolds, all cornhole, Reynolds. So what are Graham, at least Graham, and well, all four of you really, what are you guys going to be throwing this year?
All four of us. We have a new, it's going to be our main sponsor for the year. And it's a new cornhole bag company coming out called Fire Cornhole, coming soon. I believe they made the approved list for the ACL for this coming season.
Yep, approved this past week. You're good to go, Matt.
Right, and then we're all going to be throwing Fire Cornhole bags, and like I said, it's a great opportunity, I believe, for us and the game in general, because their bags are going to be sick, and everybody is going to be wanting them for sure.
Yeah,
Fire Cornhole going to be on fire this year.
On fire. What great branding. It's like they did it on purpose, Matt. It's like they did it on purpose. Well, the Guy Nation, thank you both. We're both excited. Everybody's excited to have you in the ACL Pro Division this season. We're excited to see, because you guys don't really have a ceiling. So we're looking to see how far you take yourselves, how far you can help us take this great game of cornhole and this sport that we love. So Matt, Brett, thank you both for joining me this week on the ACL Throwdown. And not that you need it, I will wish you good luck for this coming year.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, man.
Yep. And with that said, we appreciate the ACL bringing us in. We're looking forward to working great with the ACL. We've been doing this for a long time. We know how to handle ourselves. We know how to act out there and be professional. And it's going to be a fun year doing it.
Love it. Guy Nation, ACL Pros, see him on the boards this season. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Trey.
It is a pleasure to have Guy Nation in the ACL Pro Division this year. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Brett. Can't wait to see how both of you perform this year. It's going to be a great season. Now, the season has really just kicked off, so make sure you're purchasing your memberships for the year. You can purchase them directly on app.iplayacl.com. You can select your closest regional or conference director to give them some points and gives them a little bit of commission. So make sure you do that. And check out that Platinum membership. That Platinum membership is going to give you early registration access to open events. So you don't have to worry about those events getting sold out. You're going to be the first in line to be able to purchase those tickets to opens and compete at the national level against all different other players from across the country, as well as it includes a subscription to the ACL Digital Network. So you don't have to worry about hitting those paywalls there on the ACL Digital Network. You're going to get free access with that Platinum membership as well. That's all the time that we got this week for the American Cornhole League. This has been your host, Trey Ryder. We'll see you guys next week.